always think, of an explosion being a very chaotic and random event. But the Big Bang, and when we're talking about the origin of our universe, was hardly a random event. It turns out that, yes, it was a high-energy event, but it was not random. It was low entropy, as we say in physics. It was basically a finely tuned and carefully orchestrated expansion event. Very high energy, but very carefully orchestrated. And if it was not carefully orchestrated, if it was not finely tuned, then we would never have been able to generate things like matter, or galaxies, or stars, or planets, or ultimately a universe that was friendly for life to exist. So when you think of the Big Bang, don't think of a random and chaotic explosion. Think of a highly fine-tuned and very high-energy expansion event that was carefully orchestrated to create a universe that was friendly for life.
My mother always used to say when I asked her about God, she said, Georgie, he always was and always will be. And I used to tell her, Mom, that's unacceptable to me as an answer.
I was the same kind of kid as you, George. I was always asking my mom questions like, well, where did God come from? Or, did we really come from Adam and Eve? Is that for real, Mom? I mean, sometimes kids ask better questions than adults do, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, I am really baffled with the first human being. Again, let's assume it's not Adam. But the first human being, when it came as a baby, did they have many babies that looked like that baby? And that's how the population started? I mean, it's bizarre.
Well, it depends on, what your view of the origin of humanity is. One of the issues is that, if you have just one individual of a species, it's not going to be able to reproduce. You need two individuals from a species in order to create a population and progeny. So, if as you said, that ape mother popped out a human being, well, that's not enough. You got to have two human beings in order for the human
and maybe another ape mother popped out a different human being someplace else at the same time.
Maybe so, but two ape mothers popping out human beings independently doesn't happen by chance, George. I can tell you that.
No, that's true. Hold on, Case. We're going to come back. We'll talk more, and we'll take phone calls next time.
Don't forget to watch our TV show, Beyond Belief, with George Norrie. Just log on to beyondbelief.com.
You're wrong.
You're absolutely wrong. Gary and Shannon, weekdays at 10 a.m. on KFI.
If you own a business and manage to keep 5 or more people on payroll, a new government program will pay you up to $33,000 per employee. $33,000. This isn't a loan, it's a grant, it's free money. The challenge? Getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler. That's exactly why I founded InnovationRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. At InnovationRefunds.com, our tax attorneys and CPAs are experts at helping businesses like yours to get their share of these government funds. InnovationRefunds.com does all the legwork and doesn't charge you a penny until you receive the money. Our team has helped over 6,000 businesses to get some $450 million, and InnovationRefunds.com can get your business up to $33,000 per employee. Just go to InnovationRefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, answer a few questions. No risk, high reward. InnovationRefunds.com.
The Delta variant is making COVID-19 spread faster and more easily. Variants can be more contagious, aggressive, and deadly. But we know vaccines work. Vaccinated Californians have greater protection against serious illness, hospitalization, and death. We can help stop the spread and end this pandemic. Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation, so it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, double A, MCO.
We tried less stimulating talk. It ended poorly.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. It's time for your morning wake-up call. And now, here's Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Oh, good morning. I'm seeing something this morning that I haven't seen in months. I see a yellow lunch sack, a yellow highlighter, headphones, and he has no idea I'm talking about him. Bill Handel, already in the building, which means he is all ready to start the whole kit and caboodle today. 6 to 10, Handel is in. It's like the original band members got back together. Big, big day. So anyway, he's here. We're doing it. We're back. Here's what's just ahead on your wake-up call for this Monday, October 4th. The Coast Guard says 9 boats are working 24/7 to clean up the oil spill off the coast of Newport Beach. The Supreme Court starts a new term today with a lot on the agenda, including abortion, gun rights, and the death penalty. And man, is Facebook denying the claims that whistleblower made in an interview last night that alleges the social media giant turned off the safety measures that it had after the election. Those were designed to stop disinformation, and that allegedly they turned those off, and boom, the riot at the Capitol happened. Ooh, interesting times. 5:05, we'll talk with ABC's Karen Travers. President Biden says he remains optimistic Democrats will be able to reach a consensus on his infrastructure legislation, and he vowed to work like hell to make it happen. Tough talk? Will it actually work? We'll talk with Karen. So let's start with some of these stories coming out of the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Crews continue to clean up an oil spill off the coast of Newport Beach.
The Coast Guard says as of last night, at least 1,218 gallons of crude oil had been recovered. Officials say 9 boats are in rotation around the clock to help clean up the oily residue, which has already killed some sea life and wildlife. The spill was first reported Saturday from a pipeline off the coast of Huntington Beach connected to an offshore oil platform. At least 126,000 gallons of crude oil have spilled into the sea, creating an oil slick about 8,300 acres in size. The Coast Guard says it deployed 3,700 feet of boom, which is a floating material that helps contain the oil. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
People in OC are helping in any way they can. This woman tells KTLA she thinks it's the right thing to do.
I decided to just get my stuff and get out there and see what I could do.
Orange County Chief Health Officer Clayton Chow has issued a health advisory for anyone who may have come in contact with the oils to get in touch with their doctor if they show any adverse symptoms. Now, tar and oil, as you've seen in all the pictures this weekend, have already started to wash ashore. Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley says the wildlife and wildland preserves they spent years trying to rebuild and protect are ruined, and the cleanup will be costly. But Foley says the losses go beyond that.
We had the air show. 1.5 million people were supposed to show up in Huntington Beach for the air show. That's millions of dollars lost.
What I was thinking, I thought, wait, did that just say Huntington Beach? When I first saw the alert come across, and I went, oh no, is the air show this weekend? And they were counting on that. Imagine you're a place like Huntington Beach that was, looking forward to this big event to bring money back into your city, and then this happens. I mean, that's scratching the surface. But the pictures of the part that just kills me, it's the wildlife covered in oil. Breaks my heart. Officials say one ruddy duck, which was covered in oil, has been collected and is receiving veterinary care. Other reports of oiled wildlife are being investigated. The Supreme Court starts its new term with a whole lot on the agenda, and I mean a lot. ABC's Derek Dennis says abortion, gun rights, the death penalty, COVID mandates and religious freedoms, things that aren't controversial at all, are all on the plate as the court starts a new term today.
The court's conservative majority could potentially roll back 50 years of abortion rights, declare a person's right to carry a gun outside the home, bolster the death penalty, and allow some to use taxpayer funds for religious schools.
All but one of the 9 justices will meet in person. Justice Brett Kavanaugh tested positive for COVID-19 late last week, so he will be on the phone. All right, I've got that whistleblower claim from Facebook coming up, and we'll talk with ABC's Karen Travers about the president remaining optimistic about some sort of consensus from the Democrats on his infrastructure legislation.
He said, yeah, me and my...
All that is coming up in just a second. Nick Palliocchini, how's it going?
Hey, Jen, I hope you had a great weekend. And,
I hear that you were out and about with my girl Amy King.
I was indeed.
And you somehow got Amy King in an electric chair? What the hell?
Well, this is KFI. I mean, sometimes we find ourselves in precarious situations, always finding all the research that we can for all of our news stories. So sometimes it takes you to the chair. So
Where were you guys? What were you doing?
We went to Howling Road in the Elysian Park area, which is from Freeform TV. So it was a really cool Halloween event. We went trick-or-treating, we got to see the Addams Family and Ghostbusters, Cube Steak plus Marshmallow Man. It was just amazing. We had a really, really good time.
Well, your pictures on social are awesome.
Oh,
Nick, give out
thank you.
your handle, just so everybody's
Good luck, kids. Nick Palliocchini, NickPagliocchini. And you can follow me on all my socials, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all in the same way.
And if you don't already, you are missing out because, for whatever reason, I refer to you, Nick, as my fun friend.
Yeah.
And when people see your Instagram, they'll go, oh, that's why she calls him her fun friend.
Yeah, well, I try.
All
I try
right.
to bring you all the fun and excitement that I can through my page.
All right, what's up on the 405?
Okay, check out the drive in Carson, northbound side, past the Pulpit Boulevard. You got a crash that has the right lane taken line. That's going to be a rough go before the drive. As far back as, looks like it's still going for you coming away from about Pacific Coast Highway. Wow, out of the Long Beach area. Really still going for you first thing this morning. Got an update on this or anything else slowing you down. Pound 250 on the cell phone. Keyword is KFI traffic. As you're making your way through South LA 110 North at the 10, it's the crash is blocking lanes of the transition road 110 North connector to the 10 West. KFI and this guy helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Palliocchini.
506 on your wake-up call. Karen Travers, good morning to you. So when the president says he's going to work like hell, are those words tough words, and are they going to have any bite to them when Democrats are trying to reach a consensus on this infrastructure legislation this week?
Yeah, he says that, and he says he's optimistic, and that something has to get done. After we talked last week, the president Friday went up to Capitol Hill to meet behind closed doors with House Democrats, and sources tell us he brought a reality check to the meeting, in their words. That he essentially reminded House Democrats that nothing is going to get done without Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema on board. Their votes are necessary. So once they start understanding that, then everybody can work around what people can accept and where things go. The president, we're told, put on the table a $2 trillion price tag, top-line price tag for his second infrastructure proposal. This is, of course, the bill that would fund things like preschool, universal free preschool, paid medical leave, climate action, and more. This is significantly lower than what the president first proposed, $3.5 trillion. We're told he told House Democrats even a smaller bill can make historic investments.
Okay, when you're talking for Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, okay, that's one thing. But what about the progressives in this who have said, don't bring us anything until we talk more about the child care and the social portion?
Yeah, and I think the thing will be now, okay, so the reality, we started to hear this over the weekend from some of the progressives in the House and the Senate, that they're not going to get $3.5 trillion. They're not going to get $6 trillion, which is what, Bernie Sanders, I think, had been talking about a couple months ago. That number will have to be somewhere in the roughly $2 trillion range. Can they accept that? What can get included in that? What are the priorities to get to that price tag? And that's what they're going to be debating now over the next couple of weeks. They know what they want in it. Everybody knows what they would like to see included. It's all out there. It's a matter of making the numbers work to fit it under whatever that kind of top-line estimate ends up being. Can Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema get to $2 trillion? I think that's the other big question. As you heard from Manchin late last week, he'd like to see something more around $1.5 trillion. It's a big difference. And no surprise, there was a lot of grumbling from progressives, but that's just not enough to do what they want to do. Again, though, remember that line from the president. Even a smaller bill to make historic investments.
All right. Thanks so much, Karen. Have a great Monday.
You too, thanks.
Thanks. See you later. ABC's Karen Travers. Man, we'll see. How do you do that? How do you figure out you've got two members who have said, forget it, we'll vote against it. Then if we're talking cinema and mansion, you're just looking at the math on this one. Unless you drop it down to 1.5 trillion, we'll vote with the Republicans. Okay? And you have the progressives in the House who say, that is not enough. 2 trillion is not enough. You need to go back to that 3.5 trillion to get in all of the things that we wanted in there. And if you're the president and you say, well, forget you, I'm sticking with this 2 trillion, what? Whew. God bless him for staying optimistic. I don't know that I would be. Let's get back to some of the stories coming out of the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A whistleblower claims Facebook intentionally took actions that worsened the chaos on January 6th.
Ex-Facebook product manager Frances Haugen told CBS's 60 Minutes, Facebook prematurely turned off safeguards to thwart misinformation and rabble-rousing after Joe Biden beat Donald Trump in last year's election. In a money-making move, she alleges contributed to the deadly invasion of the U.S. Capitol. She said a 2018 change to Facebook's news feeds contributed to more divisiveness and ill will in a network ostensibly created to bring people closer together. Facebook calls Haugen's allegations misleading and insists there's no evidence it's the primary cause of social polarization. Mark Ron, KFI News.
Well, cases of COVID-19 in L.A. County continue to drop, but health officials say the county's CDC transmission clarification remains substantial. Officials say while cases head downward, the rate of transmission remains high because of the Delta variant. A week ago, there were 907 people in the hospital with the virus, but as of last night, there were 825. Now, Dr. Fauci says he's worried people who aren't getting COVID-19, the vaccination, because of religious reasons, might be confusing that with a philosophical objection. He says getting a vaccine shot is no different than getting a measles shot. He told CNN he hopes people understand that getting vaccinated is for their own safety and their families and is their societal responsibility. Now, speaking of the CDC there, we've got 5:35. We're talking with ABC's Aaron Katursky because the CDC has changed its guidance when it comes to travel this holiday season. So the things you need to know to keep yourself safe, according to the CDC, is coming up at 5:35. Well, authorities are trying to figure out if a man who was shot by sheriff's deputies in Stevenson Ranch had killed himself. Deputies got a family disturbance call about 3:30 yesterday afternoon, saying a family member was acting erratically. When they got there, they saw the man had a rifle. The deputies repeatedly told him to put it down, but during the negotiations, he pointed at them, and a deputy-involved shooting happened. When they went into the home, they found the man had been shot, but it's not clear if it was self-inflicted or the result of the deputies shooting at him. Law enforcement is looking into numerous potential sightings of Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito's boyfriend, and of course the person of interest in her murder. Now, one guy says he pulled up next to a pickup truck and talked to a man who fit Laundrie's description near the Tennessee-North Carolina border over the weekend. Dennis Davis is the guy's name, and he says that the guy who he thought was Brian Laundrie asked him for directions to California, and that the guy was acting strangely.
He said, yeah, me and my girlfriend just had a fight, and she called me on the phone and she told me she loves me, and I've got to get to California to see her.
Davis reported it to authorities who followed up, but still haven't seen any signs of Brian Laundrie. Now, the National Women's Soccer League says it's making changes amid a sexual harassment and misconduct scandal. ABC's Kfi Am says the league has opened an independent investigation into its handling of abuse claims involving this longtime coach.
U.S. Soccer said it had retained former U.S. Attorney and Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates to lead its investigation into abusive behavior and sexual misconduct in women's professional soccer.
The league says it's also starting critical investigative and reform initiatives to protect the players and the staff. Well, trains are due to start running again to San Juan Capistrano, San Clemente, and Oceanside now that the tracks have been stabilized. Metrolink says a landslide south of San Clemente Pier in mid-September destabilized the track's alignment. It says services were suspended while the tracks were fixed, but today trains will run again on the OC and Inland Empire Orange County lines. Well, the Nobel Prize in the field of physiology or medicine has gone to U.S. scientists David Julius and Artem, I'm not going to do well on your name, Pataputian. I lied, I did very well. They've been given the prize for their discovery of receptors for temperature and touch. Julius used chili peppers to identify the nerve sensors that allow the skin to respond to heat. Pataputian found sensors in the cells that respond to mechanical stimulation. Those are the guys that I want to know when I am on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and I get a phone a friend. Those two guys. Right, when we come back, we're going to talk with Michelle Safi with Best Friends Animal Society. October is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, but there's a whole lot more to adopting an animal than just say, hey, we've been thinking about this a while, so let's go to the shelter and see what's there. Michelle has some ideas for you that might surprise you, including which dog would be perfect for you. Maybe you think, I can have a big dog here, or, oh, I can have a little dog here. Maybe not, according to Michelle. That's straight ahead. Nick's looking at the 110.
In Carson on the northbound side, past Boulevard Boulevard, it's directed as the right lane shutdown. That's going to be rough for you right first thing this morning. Kind of like from Pacific Coast Highway for the northbound on the 110 as you make your way through the Carson area toward the 405. Doesn't look too bad for your drive. Now, you will encounter problems for the northbound on the 110 in South LA. The 110 north transition to the 10 west is direct clear from lanes of the connecting roadway. Knock on wood, not too bad of a drive for you there. Getting through Calabasas, got a crash clear from lanes as well. Northbound side of the 101 before loss of Artemis. Not seeing any delays left over from that situation. Got a crash cleared in Fountain Valley as well. Southbound side of the 405 of Brookhurst. Everything's off on the right shoulder. Still a smidgen of slowing before you get through the area. And checking out your drive on the westbound side of the 91. Riverside to Corona. You know what time it is. Busy for your drive as you're coming away from La Sierra out of Riverside, continuing past Green River. KFI and the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Poliokini.
This report is sponsored by Audible. This fall, Audible is the best place to listen for everything you're into, from comedy to motivation to the latest bestsellers. Find it all at Audible with audiobooks, exclusive originals, and popular podcasts. Start listening free when you sign up at audible.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by News Nation. The Dodgers' 8-year reign as NL West champs is over after the Giants claim the title. The Dodgers will host the Cardinals Wednesday for the NL Wild Card. The Rams fell to the Cardinals, ending their 8-game winning streak against their divisional rivals. And Tom Brady became the NFL's all-time passing leader in his return to Foxborough. The Buccaneers quarterback broke Drew Brees' record, which held for nearly 3 years. I'm Missy Jordan.
All too often, the media are ignoring the everyday heroics of our policemen and women. Well, that changes on News Nation. Dan Abrams and his live PD sidekick Sticks are back in prime time on Dan Abrams Live, weeknights at 5 p.m. Pacific on News Nation.
Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 50% loan to value and 740 FICO credit score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
Unbelievable. Home loan rates have dropped again at IntelliLoan. Today, IntelliLoan is offering a 1.875% rate in the APR with no points and no lender fees. Did you hear that? A 1.875%. Don't think you qualify? I bet you haven't called IntelliLoan. You don't have to have perfect credit to get this great home loan. So lock in this unbelievably low 1.875% fixed rate in APR with no points and no lender fees. So call IntelliLoan before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com.
IntelliLoan. Borrow smart.
At Ralph's, fresh groceries are our thing, so we check your delivery order for freshness at every step from farm to store and pick and pack every veggie in your free pickup order with care, because we treat your food the way we want ours to be treated. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
You'll enjoy free grocery delivery on orders over $35 with the delivery savings tax. It's only $79 a year, so sign up today at Ralphs.com.
Section Business knows small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So, how does 1 month free sound?
Get 200 megabit per second internet for $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. Call 855-258-5887 and switch to Spectrum Business. Restrictions apply.
If you're worried about your borderline blood pressure, hear how others are taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
Garlic works safely and naturally to support my blood pressure.
Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula has a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals, so you know it works.
No garlic taste, no garlic breath.
Take charge of your blood pressure with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Want to learn a new language so it will actually stick? Try Babbel. Practice real-life conversations in the Babbel app.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Get personalized help in Babbel's live online classes.
Classes are limited to 6 people, so everyone can get the help they need.
Review words and phrases with fun games, or dive into the culture with short videos. Whatever your learning style, Babbel gives you the tools you need. Babbel. More ways to learn. Start learning a new language today at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Many Wall Streeters are predicting the inflation plane is ready to take off. At Owning, we still have a few refi seats left, with 30-year fixed 2.75% rate in APR, with no closing costs on them. If the experts are right and the inflation plane flies high, APRs this low may be a distant dream. Don't mess around. Call 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com before the refi market flies completely away from you. Maybe the experts are wrong and rates don't go up any higher. But if they're right and the plane is flying with mortgage rates reaching the 4s, you'll kick yourself hard that you didn't grab a seat now. Don't be a dummy. Save the money.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Subject to credit approval. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions. Equal housing lender.
Call 833-2-OWNING for a 30-year fixed refi with a 2.75% rate in APR today. That's 833-2-OWNING or owning.com.
I'm Susan Owen, managing partner at OPO Law. I have been named one of the top 100 trial lawyers in the country. If you've been injured, call 888-OPO-WIN. That's 888-OPO-WINS for a free consultation.
The spell is cast. Halloween time is back at the Disneyland Resort. And now, Kfi Am 640 wants to give you a chance to get in on the magic. Happy Hauntings are returning to both Disney California Adventure Park and Disneyland Park. With so much themed fun. It's a real scream now to October 31st. Don't miss the celebration. Offering subject to capacity. Restrictions and terms without voting. Keep listening for your chance to win tickets on KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Radio app. On this Monday morning, hope you had a great weekend. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. The Coast Guard says 9 boats are working 24/7 to clean up the oil spill off the coast of Newport Beach. Officials say at least 126,000 gallons of crude spilled into the ocean from a pipeline first reported Saturday. As of last night, at least 1,218 gallons of the water has been recovered, but it's estimated the oil slick is 8,300 acres in size. The cause of the leak is unknown, and yes, I know, I haven't talked about it yet. The Dodgers beat the Brewers yesterday. That was a great game. My husband came upstairs, and I said, "Hey, Dodgers won! Woo!" And he goes, "Then why don't you seem happier?" He said, "Because the stupid Giants won too, blah." Yes, I'm a sore loser. Yes, I am competitive. But anyway, I want to focus on this.